Hello and welcome. You may be familiar with the Chinese saying, governing a big country is like cooking small fish. This proverb might provoke a fundamental question: what constitutes good governance? The answer lies in a nation's distinctive heritage. A country's governance philosophy and systems are shaped by its historical and cultural tradition, social fabric, and economic development. Over thousands of years of evolution, the Chinese nation has not only created a splendid civilization, but also accumulated profound wisdom and extensive practical experience in governance. Today, I invite you to explore how China, home to 1.4 billion people, applies the deep-rooted cultural values to modern governance. These values, emphasizing empathy, care for people's well-being, and the pursuit of social harmony, are principles that resonate far beyond national borders. In practice, they inspire innovative policies and social programs aimed at improving people's daily lives. Along the way, you will see some real-life examples and find out how ideas with origins centuries ago continue to evolve, actively shaping solutions to today's complex challenges. By tracing the journey from enduring traditions to the heart of modern governance, we can better understand how heritage and innovation work together to put people at the center in advancing economic and social development. To truly understand how Confucianism influences modern governance in China, we need to travel back to the spring and autumn and warring states periods. These were turbulent times in Chinese history, when rival states were locked in constant conflicts, and everyday life for ordinary people was filled with uncertainty. In the midst of this unrest, philosophers put forward the influential ideas about how society and government should work for the well-being of all. Influenced by the Confucian political principle of governing the country through benevolence and winning people's support through virtue, Mencius put forward the concept of benevolent governance. He held that the ruler should constantly have his heart of benevolence nourished, taking care of his subjects, providing them with the necessary living materials, and keeping good social order. As Mencius puts it, the people are the most important element in the nation. The spirits of the land and grain are the next. The sovereign is the lightest. Another famous saying comes from the philosopher Xunzi. Just as water can float a boat, so can water overturn it. All these ideas gave rise to the people-first thought, advocated by Confucianism. Where does the people-first thought lead? Confucius offered his vision in the Book of Rites. When the Great Way prevails, the world belongs to all the people. According to him, when the Great Way reigns and works for the common good, an ideal society will be established, known as a society of universal harmony, or 大同社会 in Chinese. Over the centuries, these ideas not only survive, but also continue to thrive because building such an ideal society has always been Chinese people's aspiration. In the new era, the Chinese people are marching on a journey of the nation's modernization, a modernization of a huge population, of common prosperity for all, of material and cultural ethical advancement, of harmony between humanity and nature, and of peaceful development. This is a modernization that follows its own path. It remains committed to the principle that development should serve the people, depend on the people, with its benefits shared by the people. Economic growth is seen not as an end in itself, but as a means to achieve broader goals: shared prosperity, social progress, and lasting harmony and stability. From massive national infrastructure projects to local community programs, every policy and measure is ultimately evaluated by one simple yet profound question: does it actually make life better for the people? Today, guided by the people-centered philosophy of development, China has completed the historic task of eradicating absolute poverty and build a moderately prosperous society in all respects. The Chinese people enjoy a happier, more fulfilling and secure life, with improved access to child care, education, employment, medical services, elderly care, housing, and social assistance. One of the most celebrated accomplishments is China's campaign to end poverty. Over around 40 years, the country has lifted nearly 800 million people out of poverty, meeting the poverty reduction target of the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development well ahead of schedule. The feat was lauded as the greatest anti-poverty achievement in history. How was it made possible? Through targeted, practical measures, improving rural roads and housing, expanding access to electricity and clean water, and introducing e-commerce platforms so that local farmers and artisans can sell products beyond their hometowns. Families once dependent on subsistence farming can now access broader markets, send children to school, and receive better medical care. Alongside the improvements in infrastructure and the economic well-being, vocational training and more job opportunities have opened new career paths. The impact is far-reaching, laying solid foundations for sustained prosperity. China has secured a complete victory in the fight against poverty not easily. It has blazed a trail that gives hope to all yearning for a better life. Healthcare is vital to the well-being of every individual. China has always been committed to ensuring that all people can have access to quality medical services whenever and wherever they are needed. The country has established the world's largest basic healthcare security system, covering over 95% of its population. This nationwide network includes urban hospitals, community clinics, and smart mobile medical units that bring services deep into rural areas. Over the past years, China has been striving to reduce people's burden on medical care. Many exclusive varieties of anti-cancer and rare disease drugs have been included in the national medical insurance system at reasonable prices. At the same time, innovation-driven approaches are being adopted and have promoted the high-quality development of the pharmaceutical industry. In summary, significant progress has been made in the coordinated development and governance of medical insurance, medical services, and pharmaceuticals. The underlying principle here is simple. Healthcare should not be a privilege, but a basic right, one that people can depend on for a better life. When people are living a well-off and healthy life, they are expected to learn. This is what we have learned in the previous episode. Today, every school-age child in China is entitled to free 9-year compulsory education. The gross enrollment rate in higher education now stands at 60.2%, reaching the globally recognized level of universal access. Vocational training prepares people for modern industries, reinforcing both personal fulfillment and social contribution. The aim isn't only to train skilled workers, but to nurture well-rounded citizens. In the coming years, more efforts will be put in the education system to improve the overall quality, enhancing education equity and balanced development across urban and rural areas. In the public service sector, China is also pioneering innovative measures to make governance more responsive and accessible. A key example is that China has established one-stop service centers at the provincial, city, and township levels nationwide. This helps bring together services that used to require multiple visits to multiple departments. For individuals, the centers provide services including Social Security, health insurance, ID insurance, housing assistance, and legal consultation. For market players, items related to enterprise relocation registration, enterprise data filling, and bulk transport can now be accessed on a one-stop basis. These centers are even going international. In 2024, Shanghai launched a one-stop international service center at Shanghai Pudong International Airport. The center offers payment services, cultural and tourism information, telecommunication support, and transportation assistance, bringing great convenience to foreign visitors. We have seen how Chinese ancient ideas of governance continue to shed its light on the people-centered philosophy of development today. And now let's explore how this philosophy is developed and enriched at the grassroots. One such case is the famous Fengqiao experience. The story began in the 1960s. When the local government of Fengqiao town in Zhuji County, present-day Zhuji City, Zhejiang Province, developed an innovative approach to governance. The core idea of the model is that the local governments fully mobilize and depend on the people, be it respected elders, retired teachers, legal advisors, and volunteers, to solve their problems, ensuring that small problems are solved within the village and serious ones within the town, rather than passing them up to the higher authorities. The model soon became a hallmark of the national political and legal framework. Over the decades, the Fengqiao experience has been evolving, incorporating contemporary elements. In the new era, people's willingness to participate in social governance has been growing. Groups and individuals like Red Maple Volunteer Police in Zhejiang and Chaoyang Masses in Beijing are pooling their wisdom to help create a community where everyone fulfills their responsibility and plays their part. Meanwhile, information technologies such as artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and integrated databases are being applied in every aspect of community life. In Jiangxi Province, for example, more than 12,000 smart security residential communities have been built, effectively bridging the last 100 meters in public safety and essentially eliminating local crime. All these innovative practices have strengthened governance at the grassroots level, reduced public security incidents, enhance trust between citizens and authorities, and nurtured a stronger sense of belonging and safety in communities. The Fengqiao model reinforces a timeless truth. Effective governance is not only about efficient public institutions, but also about empowering local communities, giving people the agency to solve their own problems, and building a resilient social fabric. In tracing the journey from ancient philosophical ideals to contemporary governance practices, we see a continuous thread that binds the wisdom of the past to the innovation of the present. The Confucian benevolent governance finds a modern echo in the people-centered philosophy, illuminating a distinctive approach to solving complex challenges along China's modern development path. From poverty alleviation and healthcare reform to educational advancement and streamlined public services, each initiative reflects a deep-seated commitment to improving the lives of all people. The innovations like the Fengqiao model further demonstrate the wisdom of governance can come from the grassroots, and the governance can be and should be accessible, responsive, and deeply human. China's enduring tradition shows that the effective governance rests not only on capable systems, but also on empathy, trust, and the common good. Throughout its history, technological advancements have driven progress while ancient virtues have guided change, demonstrating how true governance unites heritage with innovation to keep humanity at the heart of development.